Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins HD. Have you ever held an ordinary-looking Lincoln Wheat Penny, only to feel that strange pull, that moment where you wonder if something far more valuable is hiding right in the palm of your hand? Today, we uncover one of the most intriguing coins still hiding in circulation, a coin minted over 8 decades ago yet still surfacing in pocket change, estate sales, and forgotten jars across America, the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a classic U.S. treasure with secrets, mysteries, and astonishing values collectors fight to own. From the very first moment you look at a 1940 wheat penny, you can sense the depth of American history embedded in its copper surface. These are coins born in a time when the world was on the brink of war, when the United States Mint operated at staggering speed, and when Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait remained the symbol of unity and strength for an anxious nation. Every 1940 penny carries not just monetary value but a chapter of American heritage that collectors still chase passionately today. Designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909, the Lincoln Wheat Penny series became one of the most beloved coins in American history, and by 1940, the design had evolved with sharp portrait details and deep wheat stalks that collectors examine closely for grade and strike quality. The obverse displays Lincoln's profile with incredible realism, while the reverse proudly features the classic wheat ears standing tall, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design that remains timeless, iconic, and deeply respected by numismatists everywhere. The 1940 pennies come with 3 mint varieties, each with its own collector importance: the Philadelphia issue with no mint mark, the Denver issue marked with AD, and the San Francisco issue marked with an S. All 3 varieties were produced in massive numbers, but survival rates in high grade are surprisingly small, making pristine examples substantially more valuable than the average worn coin that most people come across in everyday circulation. Even though hundreds of millions were made, coin specialists know that the real value appears when examining details such as strike sharpness, color designation, luster quality, and die state characteristics. Red specimens with full original mint brilliance are the most desirable, followed by red-brown examples and finally brown pieces, which are the most commonly found but still collectible when they retain good detail. These color classifications can dramatically change the market value, especially in top-certified high grades. Errors add an entirely different level of excitement to the 1940 Wheat Penny series, and collectors have identified multiple varieties worth searching for in rolls and collections. Popular errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double dies, die cracks, and repunched mint marks, especially on the Denver and San Francisco issues. Distinct RPM varieties, where the mint mark was punched twice or shifted slightly, can command strong premiums, particularly when the doubling is bold and easily visible to the naked eye. One of the most talked about varieties for this year is the 1940 double die obverse, where strong doubling occurs on the date and on Lincoln's profile features. Although not as famous as the 1955 or 1972 double dies, the 1940 double die varieties are still incredibly desirable and significantly more valuable than normal strikes. Collectors carefully examine the letters Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date area under magnification to detect even minor doubling that can raise the coin's value dramatically. The San Francisco issue, the 1940s, is particularly popular because of its lower mintage and the number of RPM varieties discovered by specialists over the years. Sharp-eyed collectors know to inspect the S mint mark area closely for split serifs or doubling that indicate a repunched mint mark, with some examples bringing impressive premiums depending on the clarity of the RPM. High-grade 1940s pennies with red color designation are some of the most beautiful copper coins of the era, commanding strong attention at major auctions. Condition is everything when it comes to copper coins from the early 20th century, and the 1940 wheat penny is no exception. Circulated pieces are common and accessible for new collectors, but uncirculated examples with blazing luster, clean surfaces, and strong detail are dramatically harder to find than most people assume. As the decades pass, the supply of original mint state coins continues to shrink, pushing values upward and making high-grade examples an excellent long-term collectible for any serious enthusiast. Third-party grading companies like PCGS and NGC have seen thousands of submissions for the 1940 series, but only a tiny percentage earn the highest grades such as MS67 or MS68 Red. which is where the true market power lies. These top-tier coins look nearly flawless, with intense luster and crisp wheat stalks that appear almost sculpted, making them highly competitive among investors and seasoned collectors who pursue the finest examples known to exist. And now, for the moment collectors wait for, the real-world auction prices and market records that prove just how valuable these 1940 wheat pennies can become. A stunning 1940 Philadelphia penny graded MS-68 red sold for more than $11,000 at auction. A 1940D penny in spectacular MS-67 red reached prices up to $3,500. And the highly desirable 1940S in MS-67 red has sold for over $4,000, with especially clean specimens climbing even higher depending on eye appeal and certification. Error varieties have also brought impressive amounts, with dramatic off-center strikes and strong RPMs selling from several hundred to over $1,000 depending on rarity and grade. So the next time you sort through an old coin jar, search through a bankroll, visit an estate sale, or examine a collection passed down through generations, keep your eyes sharp for a 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, because even after more than 80 years, this coin still holds surprises that continue to shock collectors and fuel some of the most exciting finds in American numismatics. Whether you discover a rare mint state specimen, a brilliant red example, or an elusive double die or RPM variety, your next great treasure could be hiding in the most unexpected place, waiting to be found by someone who knows exactly what to look for. Have you ever wondered if a simple penny, something so ordinary, so overlooked, so forgotten in drawers and jars across America, could actually be worth thousands of dollars today? What if I told you that the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin minted during one of the most intense turning points in world history, hides secrets, rare varieties, and extraordinary values that most people never even realize exist? Today, we dig deep into a coin that millions walk past every single day, unaware that its true worth could change everything for a lucky collector or treasure hunter. The 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just another copper coin. It is a silent witness to a world preparing for war, a mint operating at full speed, and a nation standing on the edge of profound transformation. With tension rising across Europe and the Pacific, the United States Mint produced an enormous number of coins in 1941, ensuring the economy remained strong as the nation inched closer to entering World War II. Each surviving penny from this year carries that dramatic energy, frozen in time and preserved in copper for over 8 decades. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny remained a powerful symbol of American values from 1909 to 1958, and the 1941 issue is one of the last coins produced before wartime metal shortages changed the entire look and composition of U.S. coinage. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln in stunning detail, with strong cheekbone contours, sharp beard lines, and clear inscriptions that make high-grade examples truly breathtaking under proper lighting. On the reverse, the two iconic wheat stalks stand tall and proud, framing the denomination with bold, classic American artistry. The 1941 series includes 3 major mint varieties: the Philadelphia issue with no mint mark, the Denver issue marked with AD, and the San Francisco issue marked with an S. Philadelphia produced the largest number, making circulated examples common, but collectors quickly learn that rarity depends not on mintage alone but on surviving condition, color designation, strike boldness, and error varieties unique to the year. The Denver and San Francisco issues often show distinctive mint characteristics that make each mint mark a fascinating study for numismatists. For serious collectors, one of the most important factors on any 1941 penny is its color and luster, especially when preserved in red, the highest and most desirable color grade. These red examples glow with fiery brilliance, reflecting light like polished copper, and they represent only a tiny fraction of all coins minted in 1941. Red, brown and brown examples remain highly collectible as well, but the premium placed on full red coins in high grade has grown dramatically as the supply continues to shrink over time. Errors and varieties play a massive role in the value of 1941 wheat pennies, and some of the most exciting finds come from this single year. Collectors closely examine the date and lettering for signs of doubling, rotated dies, and subtle distortions caused by die fatigue as the mint pushed its equipment harder than ever before. Off-center strikes ranging from small misalignments to dramatic percentage shifts can command strong premiums, especially when the date remains fully visible. Clipped planchets, die cracks, and misstruck edges also appear among 1941 specimens and continue to generate high demand from error enthusiasts. One of the most popular error categories for the 1941 series is the repunched mint mark, especially on the 1941D and 1941S coins. These RPM varieties occur when the mint mark was struck into the die more than once, often leaving a shadow, doubling effect, or overlapping impressions that collectors can spot even with basic magnification. Some RPMs are so bold and distinctive that they bring significantly higher premiums, particularly in high mint state condition with strong luster and clean surfaces. The Philadelphia issue, despite being the most common, includes several double die varieties that collectors continue to search for in rolls and large collections. Doubling on the date, on liberty, or on the motto "In God We Trust" can elevate a normal penny into a highly desirable collectible worth far more than face value. These double die varieties remain rare enough that every coin hunter should examine every 1941 penny under good lighting to ensure they don't miss a valuable discovery hiding in plain sight. High-grade 1941 pennies certified by PCGS or NGC tell an even more dramatic story, because although millions were minted, only a very small number remain in pristine condition with full original red luster and sharp strike detail. Grades like MS-67 and MS-68 sit at the peak of desirability, with breathtaking copper surfaces untouched by time, fingerprints, or circulation. These elite coins often become the centerpiece of advanced collections, and competition among serious buyers can be extremely aggressive, raising prices with every auction appearance. And now we come to the moment every collector loves, the real recorded auction prices that prove the incredible potential of the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny. A stunning 1941 Philadelphia penny graded MS-68 red sold for more than $10,500 at auction. A 1941D penny in blazing MS-67 red has reached over $3,000 in competitive bidding. And the 1941S, famous for its RPM varieties, has sold for more than $4,000 in top-grade red condition with exceptional eye appeal. Dramatic off-center errors, bold RPMs, and sharp double-die varieties have sold anywhere from several $100s to over $1,500, depending on scarcity and certification. So the next time you come across a wheat penny from 1941, whether in a coin roll, a family collection, a yard sale box, or even in your change, don't underestimate the potential hiding in that small copper coin. With its wartime history, its powerful design, its rare varieties, and its extraordinary value potential, the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains one of the most exciting coins you can search for in the world of U.S. numismatics. Your next great treasure might not be gold, silver, or a famous rarity. It might just be a single penny from 1941 waiting for the right person who knows exactly what to look for. Have you ever held a simple copper penny in your hand and wondered if it might be hiding a secret that could shock the entire collecting world? What if I told you that the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin minted on the very edge of America's entry into World War II, carries mysteries, hidden varieties, and rare errors that could turn an ordinary copper cent into a highly valuable collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today? Tonight, we travel deep into the world of wartime minting to uncover everything the 1942 wheat penny is keeping buried beneath its aging copper surface. The year 1942 was unlike any other in American history, and the Lincoln Wheat Penny minted during this period reflects the intense pressure and dramatic change the nation was experiencing. The United States was mobilizing for war, factories were converting to wartime production, and the mint was bracing for major compositional changes that would appear just 1 year later with the 1943 steel penny. The 1942 wheat penny, therefore, represents the final chapter in pre-war copper cent production, making it a significant historical and collectible cornerstone for serious numismatists. Victor David Brenner's legendary wheat penny design remained a symbol of American resilience as the nation prepared for conflict, and the 1942 coin showcases some of the strongest strikes and most vibrant copper tones of the entire series. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln facing right with sharp detail in the jawline, cheekbone, and beard, especially on high-quality mint state examples that escaped circulation. On the reverse, the iconic wheat stalks curve upward like strong pillars of American heritage, surrounding the denomination with bold, timeless elegance. Three major varieties were struck in 1942, the Philadelphia coin with no mint mark, the Denver issue marked with AD, and the San Francisco issue marked with an S. Each mint produced tremendous quantities, but the true rarity lies not in mintage numbers but in surviving condition, luster quality, minting precision, and most importantly, the varieties and errors that collectors chase relentlessly. The San Francisco strike often shows softer details due to worn dies, while the Denver mint is known for strong strikes but numerous repunched mint mark varieties that have become extremely collectible. For advanced collectors, one of the most important elements on a 1942 penny is the color designation, red, red-brown, or brown. Full red examples glow with fiery brilliance and are incredibly difficult to find in high mint state grades, because copper reacts quickly with air and darkens over time. Only a tiny fraction of 1942 wheat pennies survive with full red luster, making them highly desirable and increasingly rare as decades continue to pass. Era varieties from 1942 are among the most fascinating of the entire wheat penny era, driven by the mint's intense workload, aging dies, and rapid preparation for wartime material changes. Collectors search for dramatic off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, and misaligned dies which all command strong premiums. Even small distortions gain value because wartime conditions often cause the mint to push dies far beyond normal limits, increasing the frequency of collectible irregularities. The Denver mint, responsible for the 1942 D issue, produced some of the most popular repunched mint mark errors ever documented in the wheat penny series. RPM varieties such as D over D North, D over D West, and D over D tilted remain top targets for collectors, with bold examples selling for impressive premiums depending on grade. Some RPM varieties present doubling so sharp that even beginners can detect the extra impression under magnification, making these coins exciting for hunters searching rolls or inherited collections. The 1942's issue also includes several RPM and minor double die varieties that collectors actively pursue, especially in high grades where strike weakness becomes less common. Although the San Francisco mint produced fewer coins than Philadelphia and Denver, high-quality survivors with strong strike detail and solid luster are much harder to find, giving the 1942's notable scarcity in upper mint state red designations. This rarity becomes even more pronounced when a coin possesses a dramatic RPM or visible doubling on the lettering or date. Philadelphia, which produced the largest number of 1942 pennies, remains a favorite for double die specialists because of several overlooked but highly collectible doubled obverse and doubled reverse varieties. Doubling on Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date can turn a simple penny into a valuable collectible, especially when certified by PCGS or NGC with strong red luster and clean fields. These double die varieties are rare enough that any careful collector should inspect every 1942 penny they encounter. High-grade certified 1942 wheat pennies hold some of the strongest demand in the entire pre-war era because collectors recognize that top-condition copper cents from this period are becoming increasingly difficult to find. Mint State 67 and Mint State 68 red examples are breathtaking, showcasing razor-sharp details, unbroken luster, and immaculate fields that have survived untouched for more than 80 years. These coins command top dollar at auction, fueled by collectors who understand that perfect copper hardly ever survives time, and now the moment collectors wait for, the real highest market and auction prices ever recorded for 1942 Lincoln Wheat Pennies. A stunning 1942 Philadelphia penny graded MS-68 red sold for over $14,000 at auction. A 1942 D penny in blazing MS-67 red with superb eye appeal reached more than $3,500 on the auction floor. The 1942 S penny, in one of its finest known MS-67 red examples, sold for over $5,000, proving that quality and rarity drive powerful competition among collectors. And dramatic RPM varieties, as well as major off-center errors from 1942, have brought between $500 and $2,000 depending on strike clarity, severity, and certification. So the next time you spot a Lincoln Wheat penny from 1942, whether in a coin roll hunt, a family coin jar, or an inherited collection, Take a moment to appreciate the immense history and value potential in this seemingly simple copper coin. With its wartime background, bold design, rare varieties, and strong collector demand, the 1942 wheat penny stands as a powerful reminder that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. Your next major find may be small, copper, and over 80 years old, but its value and story could be extraordinary. Have you ever held a coin so ordinary in appearance yet hiding a story so extraordinary that it could change the way you see your pocket change forever? The 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of those rare treasures, a coin minted in the middle of World War II, representing both the resilience of America and the thrilling mysteries that collectors still hunt for today. Tonight, we uncover every secret of the 1944 wheat penny, from mint marks to errors, rarity, and auction records that will leave you stunned. The 1944 wheat penny was struck during a critical period in U.S. history when the nation was fully immersed in wartime production, and metals were under extreme scrutiny. Unlike the 1943 steel pennies made from recycled zinc-coated steel, the 1944 cent returned to copper composition, largely sourced from recycled shell casings. This connection to wartime history makes the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny not only a collectible but a tangible piece of America's story during one of the most intense periods in modern history. Victor David Brenner's iconic Lincoln design remained unchanged, capturing every detail of Lincoln's profile with remarkable precision. The obverse shows Lincoln with sharp cheekbones and a well-defined beard, while the reverse features the classic wheat ears framing 1 cent and United States of America in perfect symmetry. Collectors love the balance between artistry and historical significance, and high-grade examples reveal intricate details that even modern coin designs cannot match. The 1944 series includes 3 mint marks: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. Each mint produced massive quantities, but subtle differences and surviving condition create dramatic differences in collector value. Denver and San Francisco coins are especially sought after because of their smaller survival rates in high grades and the potential for varieties and errors that increase their desirability exponentially. One of the most important considerations for collectors is the coin's color designation: red, red-brown, or brown. Full red examples are exceptionally rare in circulated coins, while red-brown coins show partial luster and brown coins are the most common. Original mint luster significantly increases value, and a red 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny in MS65 or higher can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and mint mark. Errors and varieties make the 1944 penny series particularly exciting. Collectors actively search for double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. The Denver and San Francisco mints produced several notable repunched mint mark varieties, especially D over D or S over S, which are highly collectible and often sell for significant premiums. Any error on a high-grade 1944 coin becomes a centerpiece for a collection, with demand outpacing supply in today's market. The Denver Mint produced one of the most fascinating varieties, the 1944 D double die obverse and RPM coins. Sharp doubling on the date or the lettering creates a visually stunning effect that immediately attracts attention from collectors and auction houses. Similarly, the San Francisco Mint produced subtle but collectible RPMs, which continue to excite enthusiasts who enjoy hunting for low-mintage errors and unique features hidden in common coins. Philadelphia Strikes, although the most common, also contain several minor double dies and die crack varieties that appeal to specialists. Subtle doubling on Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date area can dramatically increase collector interest, especially when certified by PCGS or NGC in high mint state red grades. These coins demonstrate the delicate balance between mass production and unintentional artistry, making the 1944 wheat penny a prime subject for serious numismatists. High-grade examples are extraordinarily rare because of circulation and handling over 80 years. Coins certified MS66 red or higher are breathtaking, showing unbroken luster and razor-sharp detail in Lincoln's portrait and the reverse wheat ears. Collectors and investors alike prize these examples, knowing that supply is shrinking with each passing year, and that even a single flawless coin can become the highlight of a collection or auction. And now, the moment collectors anticipate: verified highest market prices and auction records for the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny. A 1944 Philadelphia penny graded MS-67 red sold for over $10,500 at auction. A 1944 D in MS-66 red fetched more than $3,200, while a 1944 S in MS-66 red with exceptional eye appeal sold for over $4,500. Dramatic off-center strikes, bold double dies, and high-grade RPM varieties from Denver and San Francisco have commanded prices between $500 and $1,500 depending on rarity and condition, proving that even in everyday change, hidden treasures exist waiting to be discovered. So next time you come across a 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny, whether in a coin roll, a family collection, or a forgotten jar, look closely. With its wartime history, intricate design, rare mint marks, and the potential for errors or high-grade red surfaces, this coin remains one of the most exciting and historically significant pennies ever produced. A simple copper cent can tell a story, preserve history, and even reward a patient collector with extraordinary value, making the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny a must-watch treasure for all enthusiasts of U.S. coinage. Have you ever held a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, only to discover it could be hiding decades of American history and potentially thousands of dollars in value? The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of those remarkable coins, minted just after the end of World War II, representing a time of national recovery, hope, and the resilience of the United States Mint. Tonight, we dive deep into the 1946 Wheat Penny, exploring its history, mint marks, errors, collector demand, and the real auction prices that make this penny so thrilling to hunt for. The year 1946 was a pivotal time in American history, and the Lincoln Wheat Penny minted in this year reflects a nation transitioning from wartime austerity to peace and prosperity. Millions of pennies were produced to meet post-war economic demand, yet despite high mintage numbers, coins with strong strikes, full mint luster, and perfect red surfaces are surprisingly scarce. Each 1946 penny carries not only monetary value but a story of America's industrial strength and its return to peacetime normalcy. Victor David Brenner's iconic design continues to shine in the 1946 series, with Lincoln's profile detailed with remarkable precision. The obverse displays the 16th president in sharp relief, with finely sculpted facial features and beard lines that collectors examine carefully for mint state quality. The reverse proudly presents the famous wheat ears framing the denomination and country name, a timeless symbol of American prosperity that remained unchanged for nearly 50 years and continues to be revered by numismatists today. The 1946 series includes 3 mint varieties: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver marked with AD, and San Francisco marked with an S. While Philadelphia produced the largest volume, collectors know that condition and survival rates matter far more than sheer numbers. Denver and San Francisco coins are particularly prized for the number of high-grade survivors and the potential for repunched mint marks, double dies, and other subtle varieties that make this series endlessly fascinating for serious collectors. Color designation plays a crucial role in determining the value of 1946 pennies. Coins are categorized as red, red-brown, or brown, with red examples commanding the highest premiums due to their full original copper luster and minimal circulation wear. Red-brown coins retain some original brilliance and are highly collectible, while brown coins are the most common but still hold value for collectors who appreciate history, design, and condition. Maintaining original red color is a key factor for investors seeking high-grade wheat pennies from this era. Errors and variety significantly enhance collector interest in 1946 wheat pennies. Collectors actively search for double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and repunched mint marks. Denver and San Francisco mints produced several notable repunched mint mark varieties, especially D over D or S over S, which are highly sought after and can bring substantial premiums. Even minor off-center strikes or doubled letters can transform an otherwise common penny into a valuable and exciting find for collectors and investors alike. The Denver Mint produced some of the most collectible RPM and double die varieties for the 1946 series, with clear doubling visible on the date or lettering in select examples. These errors are highly desirable, especially when paired with full red surfaces and sharp strikes, making them some of the most exciting 1946 pennies to discover in circulation or inherited collections. The San Francisco Mint also produced subtle but collectible RPMs that are actively pursued by collectors seeking rare and unique variations. Philadelphia coins, while more common, include several minor double-die varieties and die cracks that can elevate a coin's value. Careful examination of Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date area can reveal subtle anomalies that appeal to collectors worldwide. Certified high-grade examples from PCGS and NGC command premiums due to rarity, preservation, and strong collector demand, proving that even a common mint mark can hold extraordinary potential when properly evaluated. High-grade 1946 pennies are becoming increasingly difficult to find as circulation has taken its toll over the decades. Coins graded MS65 or higher with original red surfaces are particularly coveted, showcasing sharp details, unbroken luster, and crisp wheat stalks that make them the centerpiece of advanced collections. Serious collectors know that surviving high-grade 1946 wheat pennies represent both historical significance and long-term investment potential, with demand steadily rising in today's market. Now, let's reveal the verified highest auction prices that prove just how valuable these 1946 Lincoln Wheat Pennies can be. A 1946 Philadelphia penny graded MS67 red recently sold for over $12,500 at auction. A 1946 D in MS66 red reached more than $3,800. Meanwhile, a 1946 S in top MS66 red condition fetched over $4,500, and rare repunched mint marks or bold double-die varieties from Denver and San Francisco have brought between $500 and $2,000 depending on rarity, strike quality, and certification. These prices show that even coins hidden in jars or rolls can hold incredible value, so next time you come across a 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, whether in an old coin roll, a family collection, or a forgotten jar, don't overlook its potential. With its rich post-war history, sharp design, rare mint mark varieties, and strong collector demand, this coin represents more than a cent. It is a small piece of American history with the power to reward collectors in ways they never imagined. The 1946 Wheat Penny is a treasure waiting to be discovered, a copper gem that proves the excitement of coin collecting is still alive and thriving.